Outdoors here, coming to you with another segment of Bait Wars. This time it's going to be creature baits, and this is Clay's creature baits that I've used, that I've fished, ups and downs to them and stuff like that. So let's get started. First, we've got the Berkeley Skeet's Pit Boss. This is in lime purple passion color, kind of like a green weenie. Really good bluegill imitation bait. Color-wise anyway, this is a good crawfish imitation, but what I like about this bait is the appendages and just the profile that it puts off in the water. It's just a little bit bigger profile than most creature baits, and it just got the more appendages, so it kicks up a little bit more water. This is the first season that I ever fished the Havoc series. I'm really coming to like those. I like this bait in deep water situations on like a 3/8 ounce bullet weights and a 4 or 5 odd a wide gap on there, whichever you can get away with. I have run this with like a TK130 choker flipping hook for Texas rigging, and that also works very well. Next, we've got the Reaction Innovations. This is the Sweet Beaver 420 in a hematoma color. I like the color a lot. I picked basically all my favorite colors for these, but this hematoma is a really good when the crawfish are molting. You flip that on a Texas rig and you're just gonna have way better luck, because when a crawfish molts, that's actually what it looks like. They're black and blue, and you can even pick up little bits of purple on there, and that's key to when those crawfish are molting. You're going to be catching more fish than if you were fishing just like a natural colored craw bait, or even just a straight up black and blue. Anything to get more bites is very key. Next one we got here is the Big Bite Baits 4-inch Warmouth in War Party color. This bait, I mean, I'm in the middle of the road about it. I've caught fishing, flipping reeds and stuff with it. I've caught a few bedfish with it, but I mean, it's a good bait to be using when those bluegills are spawning, to be flipping on the edge of those bluegill colonies. It just kind of gives off a unique profile. Sorry about the shakiness right there. A unique profile, and it just really is a good bait for that time of year in your early June months and into July, even if your gills are spawning a little bit later. But that's what I like to do with that bait. Next is the Berkeley Havoc Rocket Craw. Now, this one, everybody's probably going to be like, oh, it's not a creature bait. In my eyes, it's a creature bait because it's got the 2 antennas, and it's just a different kind of bait. It's just not like a straight up crawfish. It's got the long, lengthy antennas, as well as the appendages on the side. Most crawfish have those, but some craw baits don't. I really like this bait. Really like this bait. I've caught a lot of fish on this one. If you watch my Delavan fishing video from back before the merge, I caught 90% of my fish that day on this, and I caught a lot of bass. I only filmed a little bit because I didn't want my camera to die, so I was trying to get some of the good ones. But I ended up filming in the beginning of the day, and that's when I caught all the smaller fish. So you know how that goes. But this is green pumpkin purple, my absolute favorite color of all time, basically. Just a really awesome bait. I really like that on a 3/0 wide gap with a 1/8 ounce bullet weight. Let it slow sink. Let those claws work their way to the bottom. Just let them flutter, and just slowly either drag it or bounce it off the bottom. You're going to be having good luck with this, fishing anywhere from 8 to 10 feet. You can fish it deeper, you can fish it shallower, but I had my best luck 8 to 10 feet in grass or around rock. Rock was more for smallies, like on Washington Island, stuff like that, and even in Lake Geneva. In the Narrows, I've been fishing this bait for smallies, and it was working very well, because this is a bait that a smallmouth can grab without having any troubles, like if they try grabbing the Pit Boss. Next is it's the bait that got me started. Is the Big Bite Baits Dean Rojas Fighting Frog. This is Okeechobee Craw color. This is just a really unique bait, and if you see these claws, they have ridges on them, and it's alternating. So this side has a ridge on it, flip the bait over, and this claw has ridges on this side. So I mean, it's just an all-around cool creature bait, I think. The head looks like a frog, but it's made to look like a craw. Got a lot of good action. Where I caught my personal best, this bait when I first started fishing there was just phenomenal. I mean, fishing it on a straight up Texas rig, my 7-foot Dobbins, and it was a lose at the time that I had on there. But you could whack 100 fish in a day with this bait, no problem. One thing that I don't like about it, not very durable, but I'm gonna get to the negatives of all these baits later. But just a really fun bait to fish. Just a cool creature bait to pick up. You know, pick it up if you get the chance. But on to the next bait. This is the Gander Mountain Beaver, I think it's called. This is baby bass color. I mean, it's just a decent beaver to be fishing for, like smallies and stuff like that. You know, stuff that's a little bit lower pressure. It's going to be going for a bait like this. And not saying that your high pressure fish won't catch it, because this is a smaller beaver bait. And, you know, it's just something that a lot of fish don't see, is a smaller beaver bait nowadays. They're so used to seeing, like, the reaction innovations. But this bait is good for bed fishing on, like, a shaky head, a really small, like 1/8 ounce shaky head. You can have a lot of luck with this bait. Now, on to the negatives for all of these. This one, I don't like its action as much. I think they put too much claw on for the size of this body. I mean, some people like that kind of action, or it's a little bit tail heavy. I personally do not, so I mean, that's with me. With this bait, durability honestly is god awful terrible. You could catch maybe a fish on this, and if you fish it all day and you don't catch fish, odds are it's going to be so ripped up you're going to have to put a new one on. It does have multiple rigging applications. You can rig it from the side or rig it like this, but I really don't see rigging from the side very valuable at all. Onto the rocket craw. I mean, I don't want to say durability, it's just like where the hook's supposed to come through. I don't like how they tried to make you get a spot for that hook to come through. It just makes this bait harder to rig, and it makes it almost a little less durable, because if you were rigging and there wasn't a slot here, you wouldn't have any problems pushing that hook back into that plastic. Warmouth, like I said, it's a very minimal application bait, so that's going to be the negatives to the Warmouth. There's minimal applications for it. I really don't see it going anywhere, especially when you get a 4-pack for like $5 or $6. The price point is absolutely god-awful terrible. But I do like fishing this bait around beds. Like I said, it's a bait. It's a very situational oriented bait that you're going to be with your Dean Rojas Warmouth there. Now coming over to the reaction innovations, Sweet Beaver, probably my favorite. I mean, a couple of negatives. One negative to this bait is just I don't like how narrow they make the claws. I'd like to see it was just a hair wider. And just the overall profile of bait. Some of them actually I've found a lot of blemishes in them, because I don't know if they don't take time. I know they take a lot of time to do their swirls and colors and stuff, but I don't know if they take enough time to check for blemishes and stuff like that in their baits before they package them. Havoc, Pit Boss, Skeet's Pit Boss here. Colors are good, so I'm not going to talk about that, but I don't like these ridges right here. I think this bait would be much more durable if you just went away with those ridges and you wouldn't have to worry about rigging, and you could have a solid piece of plastic to put your hook into, or bury that little plastic under. So that's about it for this Bait Wars episode. I know it's kind of a long one for 6 baits, but they're really helpful baits to add to your arsenal. So this has been Wisconsin Angling Outdoors, and I will see you guys later.